Good morning, everybody. You guys were up chatting early this morning. I was hearing ding, 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 and I was like, wow, you guys already had a lot to talk about, and I love it. I love it. I can't think of a case right now. Well, I'm sure there's many. That is more pressing. Well, Juan in Virginia Beach has really got my head spinning. Have you guys heard about Juan in Virginia Beach? Went to do homework with a friend and never showed up. But exactly, just me took the words out of my mouth. We will never stop. We will never stop. We will not. I don't know about you guys, but it was a little tough to go to sleep last night, and it was tough to get up this morning because that game last night was a nail biter. Watching the NFC game, Eagles and Commanders, that was a yawn fest and a half. I'm like, shit. I could have put in Leaper Middle School to beat the Commanders. Damn, that was boring. Then we get to the Bills and the Chiefs, and I was like, oh, shit, here we go. Oh, and here we go, Angie, baby. Exactly. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Because Brandi made a promise. And one way or another, it's going to be carried out. Thank you for putting the playlist up, Susan. Look at that. CR, our beautiful friend Christy, and my Avon representative, has been a member for 28 months and said, go Chiefs. Exactly. Let's see. We got some other starred comments. Sophia, gifted a Crime Lines and Lies membership. Go Sophia. If you got a Crime Lines and Lies membership, you thank Sophia. Pink Kelly, look at that, member for 7 months. Well, that makes me giddy. Let's take a second and tell everyone good morning and get to a lot to talk about. A lot. And 19 months of loving you, Amy in Boston. Now, I see Comrie put in here Eagles. I promise I will get to the show, but I get deterred very easy. You know, the squirrel people, they could be talking about the most important thing in the world, and then their brain goes somewhere else, and it's like, oh, squirrel. That's me, especially after a game like yesterday. Comrie says, Eagles, Eagles. You want a little friendly bet, Comrie? If KC wins, you have to wear a KC shirt, courtesy of me. If the Eagles win, my husband, DT Driver, because this shit would be funny, has to wear an Eagles shirt, courtesy of you. Let me know. All right, let's rewind to last week. Because law enforcement said, in 2023, we submitted our case, including a probable cause affidavit, to the Payette County prosecutor. Please note that the Fruitland Police Department does not control the pace of the prosecution. Fair enough. They don't. If it was up to them, because this case has changed these men and women's lives. They live, breathe, drink, eat, sleep, go to sleep, wake up with Michael Vaughn on their mind. I don't know how they do it. I think we need to send them lunch. I think we need to send them something in appreciation. You tell me what you think. All right. However, we remain dedicated to investigating every lead and tip, and we will continue gathering evidence to support a successful prosecution. I love that. And I love the transparency, because from the outside looking in, those of us that watch Law and Order were like, shit. Stabler and Benson could have had this done in 45 minutes. But what they're saying is they want successful prosecution. We are in communication with a suspect. I'm still itching to know. Not in the way that Sarah Wanderer itches, just, wanting to know. Who is the suspect? Because we know they've already talked to Stacy's ass. He wouldn't shut up, even though he said he was under duress. Under duress, I'm under duress. Well, all you had to do was lawyer up, but you didn't do it. Then you think about, could it be Brandon? Kat had a great point last week. Now, hold on. She said if he's lawyered up, he's not going to talk to them. But then in our show last week that said, your move, Brandon, he was communicating with several of us on Facebook during the show. Who could it be? They said, as previously stated, we ask for your continued patience. If you have any information, there's the number, Fruitland Police. Britt said, what? Yeah, it was wild. We kept putting it on the screen. He knows what's going on. He knows what time it is. Don't think he didn't see Brandi address the entire World Wide Web saying there will be charges. There will be charges. Let's rewind to about a year ago. I believe Lana was on panel. Kat, I think Kat was on panel. But Brandi addressed the suspects and said, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Who would even think? It's one thing to help a child get home. Are you lost? But who would even think that this was in any way, shape, or form appropriate, or that there's any way that at someday, in some point, they wouldn't be figured out? This is when Michael had been missing 2 years. We obviously know it's been longer. Okay, sorry Kat was not on the panel. It was Lana, Brandi, and me. Hi, Brandi. We're here for you. God, listen to that voice. Y'all really come in here every day to listen to that screech? Shit, I need to get a voice coach. Damn.
I wanted to wait. I'm sorry. It's been a very long night. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. You look beautiful.
Yes, we can hear you.
I brushed my hair. Thank you all for being here to support Michael and keep the facts out there.
Now, remember, this is before Brandi's diagnosis. We know she is very, very, very ill. Very ill. Chrissy said, I can't send a super chat. Well, sorry for you, Chrissy. I don't know what's going on. Sonia Allen, these are really important comments that I want Brandi to see. Thank you for highlighting them. My love and prayers to the Vaughns. I am shattered. Thank you. Actually, before I get to this, Brandi posted this, but she sent it to me over the weekend. Let me find it. I promise I will. She said, so I am making this a blanket message to you all. To you all. Everyone, every single one of you have helped our family with support, kindness, prayers, late night phone calls, the never-ending roller coaster ride of emotions, and tears. You know, over the years I've been talking to Brandi, you know how many times I have broken down and she's had to pick me back up? What a selfish ass I am. Michael's her son. And I'm just like, what an asshole. Not her, but me. You have stood behind, beside, and even in front of our family at times. Your love, kindness, and never wavering in the pursuit for bringing Monkey home and justice has helped our family beyond words. Through this journey of hell, we still have a tough road to go. I know no matter what, having your strength helping us, we are making Monkey proud, and we will bring him home. So much is happening, and I believe her. I don't need to know. I don't, but I totally 100% trust her. She said, so much is happening and more to come. I am forever blessed by all of your love. Thank you eternally. And that's from Brandi. That was a lot to read, because to be so humble, so thankful, and as she said, hell, well, that tells you a lot about her and about Tyler, about their whole family. It's okay. We got you. You look beautiful. It's so hot here. I'm sweating like a whore in church, Brandi.
Oh, not yet, not yet. Hush, 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 hush. We got a slight overcast over here. Lana, it's headed your way.
Can you see the comments? Can you see the comments?
I cannot. Not now, no. But I've been listening, and yeah, it's been a very, very long night. Buggy decided 3 a.m. was the time to get up, so.
Brandi,
What?
why don't you give us all an update on Elsa?
Oh, that monster. She's growing like a weed. It's every day it looks like she's grown an inch. She's almost 21 pounds, and let's see. She's getting close to 4 months old. And she's as big as Bug. So,
is there anything about Michael you can share with us or want to share with us?
he's loved and missed, and there's a lot of times I swear when I hear Bugs, if I'm in the kitchen cooking or something, I think it's Monkey.
Sorry, Melanie had a question. I should have paused it. She said, who's Elsa? That's their puppy dog. I should have already addressed it. I'm sorry. Mama B put a post in the Crime Lines and Lies Facebook group today, and she said, I'm on pins and needles waiting on these charges. I think we all are. For sure.
He's supposed to be starting the 2nd grade. You know, he had only been 5 years old for 33 days before he went missing. 33 days. Not just a month. His brother still hasn't cut his hair. Bubba still hasn't cut his hair.
Why is he growing his hair?
Because the week that Michael went missing, they both had scheduled haircuts that Thursday.
He doesn't want to go back without his brother.
Can you imagine? Their older son, she called him Bubba. He was supposed to go get his hair cut with Michael that week. He said he's not going without Michael. His hair's been growing the whole time. This family will never recover from this. They will never. And don't think Brandon and Adrian aren't following everything, because they know their goose is cooked. They just don't know when they're going to get put in the oven. They have no idea. Actually, all of them know. They all know.
Blue even said she would trim it for him and everything. I've said I'd trim it for him. He has really thick hair.
It is, and
Teaching
it's
him.
so long. It's so like long and swoopy over his eyes. He's kind of got that like Justin
Yeah.
Bieber swoop, but longer.
Oh, don't say that to him. Monkey turned 7 last month. But I don't know.
Did you get the birthstone necklace we sent you?
Yes, I have it. I only wear it on special occasions. I'm going to wear it tonight to work, and I'm going to trade it out for my, I don't know, maybe I'll just wear it. Maybe I'll tape it to the back of my neck or something. But I have my monkey that holds the blue heart, and then I have my moon and stars with the blue moon on the side, and then the heart is my birthstone, which is aquamarine. And it's pretty blue. And then my mom got this for me when I had Michael. And I've never taken it off. Well, I took it off, and I lose it all the time because Buggy likes to take it. Or I take it off to keep it safe because I don't want to choke to death when I go to sleep.
I always had a hard time wearing jewelry around my children. They would yank off necklaces, almost tore my earlobe off one time.
Yeah, I learned that, very, very, very small hoops. That's why those, and then, yeah, all the rest of them are cemented in, I guess you could say. They all taught me good lessons.
And
Yeah, mine gave me a couple of fat lips and bloody noses a time or two, like, deciding to jump when you're trying to put their pants on. And their big
Monkey
noggins
gave
just
Tyler
like
2 black eyes,
smacking
and
my
Buggy
face.
knocked out 2 of Tyler's teeth.
Oh.
So there's that.
Brandi, I have a question for you that maybe for you to give some insight to everyone that's listening. Brooks and I have had lots of words and lots of things to say and going over the case, and maybe this will be a way to kind of close this out too. We've been saying things to the suspects and people who may have knowledge of where your baby's at and what happened, but what do you and Tyler have to say to anyone that might have knowledge of where Michael is at this time, 2 years later?
How dare you? How dare you let us sit here and suffer every day? And to let Michael suffer, not to be with us, to be with his family, to be where he's loved. To not step forward and own your truth. You cowards.
She said, how dare you? How dare you? You need to own your truth. You need to own your accountability. This is not some simple little mistake. This was, in my opinion, based on what I have read, because there's a big difference between, well, that's just my opinion, and I'm going to talk about my opinion. You know, those douchebags. Even if they know their opinion is going to harm someone, they do that whole, that's my opinion. That's my opinion, not based in fact. Okay? Well, my opinion based in what we know, what has been reported, what law enforcement has gone through, is this was planned. Maybe not Michael as the target, but a child. A child. So when Brandi says, own your truth, take some accountability, do you really want to make law enforcement do it for you? What would be easier? What would be easier for those four? And possibly others. Knowing about a crime is a crime. Knowing about a crime is a crime.
To not step forward and own your truth. You cowards. And I pinky promise. I won't stop. We won't stop. Our family, our community, law enforcement. The truth is coming. And you know it. I won't give up.
And you can take that to the bank. Because she ended that saying, I won't give up. No. I remember when Tyler was talking to Chris McDonough in the backyard, and he's like, the one they have to watch out for is her. That mama bear is out for justice. She's not going to jeopardize her son's case. No way, no how. I know some people have accused her of that. They just need to take their opinion and get bent. I'm really tired of well, in my opinion, based on what? That might be a new thing for these creators. My opinion based on this article, or my opinion based on what law enforcement said. My opinion based on what the parents said might help a little bit. Like I can say my opinion of Summerwell's disappearance based on what law enforcement has said is that there is foul play involved. When Kat brought me Michael Vaughn's case 3+ years ago, at least, my opinion based on all the articles I read, based on what law enforcement said, is abduction. I couldn't believe the first show I did about Michael. And these people were coming in talking about the most insane shit that didn't happen and was never reported. So let's go to the most recent update from law enforcement. And I'm only going back over this because we've got some questions in here about where is Brandon? What are they doing? Then we're going to look at Brandi's statement to the world. And I hope somebody shared it with Sarah, Stacy, and I hope Brandon and Adrian saw it, and anyone that knows, hangs around, still thinks they're good people, I hope all of them saw it too. It needs to be blasted everywhere.
How has this case weighed on you in the last several years?
I can't really explain that in words, you know.
The Fruitland Police Department wants Idahoans to know it hasn't stopped looking for Michael Vaughn. The then 5-year-old known as Monkey disappeared from his home in July of 2021. Abby Davis has been following this story, and Abby, the chief, says they're still sifting through tips and conducting searches.
Jude, he says the case isn't cold even as the 4-year anniversary of Michael's disappearance approaches.
This is one of the worst case scenarios for any small city.
The disappearance of Michael Monkey Vaughn.
He is energetic, very inquisitive. He loves the moon and stars.
Brandi Neal's second youngest.
He wants answers to everything. He wants to know how everything works.
Neal wears reminders of him as she tries to make sense of all that's happened since the phone call from Monkey's dad that forever changed their lives in July 2021.
He was frantic and told me he couldn't find Michael.
I'd just gotten home from work.
It's a day Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff will never forget either.
I received a phone call from my captain. He just explained that we had a missing child.
Huff says it soon became clear this case was different.
In those places where we would commonly see or find those children that were, lost for a little while, all of those areas had been checked, and Michael was not there.
Yeah, good police work, deductive reasoning. A child gets lost in their small community. We checked all those places. He's not there. Then they got to take it to another level. California Potato, thank you for being here. What a cool name. Says, what's your opinion on why he was abducted? Based on everything that was going on in the house, and we're going to talk about that later this week. I'm getting another show together. Based on what they have said, their weird movements, their weird behaviors, they were looking for a child of their own. They were on quite the hunting expedition that day. But let's ask the chat while this is going on. What do you think the motivation for Michael's abduction between the 4 suspects was? How the hell could you convince people to do that? That's what I want to know. Cat OG said opportunistic sadists, in my opinion, based on what they've all said. Pink Lotus, man, you guys got a lot to say today. In my opinion, because they haven't got Brandon yet, he is hiding. He's the main suspect, in my opinion. Well, you'll hear from this news article, they know where they're all at. Why charges haven't come forward, I don't know. But Brandi had a very important meeting last week, and she says there's a lot coming up.
We started looking at it from the criminal aspect at that point.
And it just kind of all melds together. Just searching the questions, the worry. It felt like the whole world just stopped. And then kept going.
Huff says they've never stopped digging. The last major breakthrough in the case was more than 2 years ago. Crews dug up suspects Stacy and Sarah Wandra's backyard that sits just a few blocks from Michael's home. Police say they had credible information from someone living in the Wandra's house the young boy's body was there. Cadaver detection dogs alerted to human remains, but none were found.
You said that you guys believe he was buried in the Wandra's backyard and then potentially moved elsewhere. Is that still the case?
That's still my belief.
Now, remember, he's the police chief. He can't play the good old YouTube, in my opinion, or what I think, or I have a right to my opinion. Totally different word when he said, that's still what I believe. That's based in evidence. But there's no potential to it. They excavated that backyard. Michael was not there, but there was evidence that he was. What is the evidence? I do not know. But there's a big difference between me saying, I believe it's really effing hot out here, and someone of his stature saying, that is what I believe. because he's got the facts to back it up. These people are sick.
Wandras are still suspects. So are Adrian Lucien and Brandon Shirtliff, who lived with the couple at their Red Wing Street house.
Were you involved in the disappearance of Michael Vaughn?
No.
In an interview with KTVB last year, Stacy said he didn't know anything about Michael's abduction or where the little boy is today.
I have no reason to hide anything from anybody.
Disappearance of Michael Vaughn?
No.
What a tangled web we weave. Okay? We heard him clearly. Part 1 and part 2 we went through last week, where he is acting like some kind of chubby AF Boy Scout helping out law enforcement like he's their buddy. He's even trying to help them with the technology so he can communicate with another department to let them know what he knows. Now here he is. No, he doesn't know. How can you go from telling them, giving them a walkthrough of the house, even having them double check something in the car to make sure there was nothing of Michael's in there, then you turn around and say, no idea.
In an interview with KTVB last year, Stacy said he didn't know anything about Michael's abduction or where the little boy is today.
I have no reason to hide anything from anybody. I'm not that type of person.
Stacy has been in and out of custody for a couple of years after pleading guilty to an unrelated gun crime, then violating conditions of a supervised release. Sarah is in prison until at least 2026 on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence unrelated to Michael's disappearance. Huff says he knows where Lucien and Shirtliff are, but wouldn't elaborate further on any of the suspects since it's an active investigation.
Okay, so right there, Chief Huff says they know where Adrian is. They know where Brandon is, but they're not going to tell anybody where they're at. Nobody. They're not telling one soul. Brandon, being the smarty pants he thinks he is, changed his location on Facebook last week. We talked about that on the show. He was actively answering us during the show on Facebook. And then, like the coward he is, not my opinion, he truly is one, he started deleting messages and took down his post.
He says he's confident the right people will one day be held accountable.
It's been said in the past that, no body, no crime. I would just tell you that I don't believe that holds water. And the only reason I say that is because with the volumes of circumstantial evidence that you can obtain.
We need that one piece, that one little piece to tell us where Michael is.
Do you have hope that they'll bring Michael home?
Yes. One way or another.
Huff believes there are people out there that know what happened to Michael or have information about his disappearance. The chief urges them to call or text this number with any tips, 208-343-COPS. You can also send an email to findmichael@fruitland.org.
Yeah, Brandon, Adrian, and all the losers you all hang around with or used to be around, they know where you guys are at. That's not the point. That's not the point. All right. On the channel Monkey's Army, Brandi put this out a couple of days ago. Not gonna lie, it took me a long time to get through this. I was a blubbering mess, and I'm not what you would call a pretty crier. Like in the movie Ghost with Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze, where she just has like one little tear coming down her face and her makeup's not all messed up. Oh, hell no, I look like I've been through a train wreck. So it took me quite a while to get through this.
Hi, everybody. I'm here today. It is Friday, January 24th, 2025. Michael Joseph Vaughn was abducted on July 27th of 2021. It has been 1,277 days since Michael has not been home. Brooklyn Police Department, the FBI, many other agencies have diligently, tirelessly worked effortlessly to help find Michael and bring him home and get justice for Michael. There have been 4 named suspects in Michael's case: Stacy Wandra, Sarah Wandra, Brandon Shirtliff, and Adrian Lucian. I went and spoke with the prosecuting attorney at Mike Duke's office this afternoon. I saw the complaint file documents for the charges for those 4 suspects that will be brought to them.
Okay. She's not just being told. She saw it in black and white. She went to the prosecutor's office. She said, I saw it. I saw it all. There will be charges. No way could I have this composure. No way. Listen to that again. She said, this afternoon, I went to Mike Duke's office. She saw for herself what they have on them. Then she emphasizes there will be charges.
Prosecuting attorney Mike Duke's office this afternoon. I saw the complaint file documents for the charges for those 4 suspects that will be brought to them. As hard as they were all to see them in words, but tears on those papers.
Okay, give me a second. Just give me a second. Actually, let's look at a clip of Michael. Reminder to the suspects what they've taken from this family. I'll collect myself.
Oh, it's open. Uh-oh. Stick.
Put his card.
I'm heading right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monkey can be so happy. Yeah.
You want to tell him happy birthday?
Happy birthday. We're gonna go Monkey house. We're gonna go Monkey house today. We're gonna get on. Let's go Monkey house and get these for Monkey. These are like Monkey. Monkey will be so happy.
He'll be very happy, won't he?
We're gonna go Monkey house. Please, please, please. Monkey from now.
Yep. Little Buggy said, I want to go to Monkey's house. As adults, we can't wrap our mind around it. Imagine being his little sister. I want to go to Monkey's house. In her mind, he's moved somewhere else. Monkey will be so happy. Can we go to Monkey's house? Brandi said there's tears on that paperwork. Well, I'd take that copy and I'd put it right in front of Brandon's attorney and say, that's what you're dealing with. They'll all see it someday, but they would love to know. They would love to know what law enforcement knows.
Them. hard as they were all to see them in words, but tears on those papers. Justice is coming. As those papers are drawn, Fruitland Police Department are continuously and still working on leads and suspects that are speaking to law enforcement, as well as other persons of interest in Michael's case. They're doing a tremendous job, all of them, and they're working together. And we stand with them. It was amazing to see, and as heartbreaking it is to see. Nobody's giving up. And those charges, they are coming. I saw them in black and white. Thank you, everybody that continues to support the law enforcement and our justice system.
She's really big about that. You know, instead of questioning them all the time, continue to support them. If this family, I'm not going to just keep talking about Brandi, if the family of Michael Vaughn really thought that law enforcement just doesn't care, they're just not doing anything, they'd be on them like white on rice. You know, and you still have people that just don't get it. They just can't read the memo. They're like, oh, I seriously doubt they showed that to Brandi. Oh, get real. The woman is ill, terminally ill. Her son is missing. You think she's going to make up some hot-ass lie? That's insane. They make me so mad. And I don't blame her one bit for not being supportive. The ones that aren't supportive are the ones, I don't mean in Michael's case, the ones that aren't supportive of law enforcement are the ones with things to hide. When you have nothing to hide, full cooperation is easy peasy. Without crossing cases, let's look at I'm sure you can come up with a few examples in your head of parents that lied, didn't cooperate, just shut down communication. Well, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. And you're exactly right, Just Me. Children should be able to play outside. And to all the perfect parents out there saying, you never take your eyes off your kids. Really? Really? Tell me how that's done. Please tell me how that is done. Write me a book. I'd love to know how that's done.
Thank you, everybody that continues to support the law enforcement and our justice system, our Pitt County justice system. They're going to get justice for Michael. So, Sarah, Stacy, Brandon, Adrian, charges are coming. We know what you did. Tell us where Michael is. Because no matter what, justice will come. And we will find Michael. Monkey's Army will never give up. Thank you, everyone, again for your support. Continue and pray for answers. please continue to support our law enforcement and the prosecuting attorney who will be trying these suspects in the abduction of our son, Michael Joseph Vaughn. Monkey. Monkey? Baby? I promised. We keep fighting every day. Pinky promise, my love.
Baby, I promise. Pinky promise, my love. All right, you guys want to go through what Deception Detective said, where he analyzed Stacy's confession, or has it been too much for you guys? I'm glad that he actually is putting Michael's name out there, not just from me, but I know from many of you all. Emails, links have been sent to Deception Detective. This is his content based on other content. Sometimes it's hard to pin down where the content came from, so that's from his channel. Behavioral panel, I can't even tell you how many emails. We spent like an entire week sending out link after link after link after link. And I believe Brandi's update the other day definitely got some attention, and I love it. So this is what he's saying.
Brandi?
That night. Tell me about the kid. Tell me about the kid on the road. Was it him?
That was not him. No, it was not him.
Did Stacy Wandra kidnap Michael Monkey?
Stacy is such a liar because he told me on the phone about the child they saw. He told me. And I worked it in the conversation the next day when he was live. This child has transformed not just from male to female to Mexican, but from about 4 or 5 years old to 11 years old.
Vaughn in 2021? Was he an accessory? Or is he just a twisted attention seeker? To find out, let's watch his interview with Michael's mom, Brandi Vaughn, on the Missing PNW YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Deception Detective. I'm an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. I've only seen parts of this because I wanted to react to it with all of you, but be warned, this is a mother confronting the likely abductor of her son, so some of it is really hard to watch.
Okay, here's Brandi. Madden her up now.
That's what I'm talking about. Badass. This isn't just Stacy spewing out his bullshit. Michael Vaughn's mother is confronting him. Real Rockin' Robin said Stacy lied so much about the child monkey that they abducted. Yeah. Kids don't go from white to Mexican. They don't go from 4 to 5 years old to 11. No. They don't go from minding their own business playing with a toy to, oh no, there's no toy.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Sam.
Hey, Brandi. How are you feeling?
Not well.
I'm sorry, honey.
Hello, Mr. Wandra.
You can just by my name. It's okay.
That's my preference.
I got you. Okay.
I have so many questions. So many. One, your lawsuit and slander. It's not slander if you're a named suspect.
Let me bring everyone to the table before we get too deep. Michael Monkey Vaughn disappeared on July 27, 2021 in Fruitland, Idaho. Not long after, this guy, Stacy Wandra, his wife, and their housemates became suspects. Which is why Brandi sounds so tense here. She could literally be talking to her son's abductor. That's the first bit of important context. The second bit of context is that this YouTube Live happened about a month ago. Just a few weeks later, video surfaced of Stacy telling police that Michael is buried in his backyard.
Absolutely. And I'm going to bring context to his lawsuit. Now, as you know, while he was out of jail again, I spoke to him on the phone and he threatened me with a lawsuit. He said he's going to add me. Now, you guys being the badasses that you are, when I played the recording for you, you all put in there, sue me. Go ahead, sue me. This is the lawsuit. Stacy Wandra seeking $80 million in damages. $80 million. Loser. You couldn't offer Brandi enough money or Tyler or anyone in their family to stop talking about Michael. Okay? I'll die on that hill. Fucking fat bastard. He said Wandra alleges that every day he gets verbal threats and called horrible names like murderer, kidnapper, and chomo. Boo-hoo for Stacy. In relation to the allegations, they're not allegations. He's a suspect. Not person of interest. He is a suspect. He said this has resulted in long-term pain and suffering, mental anguish, loss of wages. Don't you have to work to have loss of wages? Have I lost my mind? Can someone come pinch me? Don't you have to work to have loss of wages? Loss of wages for future and past. Okay, slander and defamation of character. He's demanding $80 million and waiving of all filing fees. Yeah, they're really going to do you that favor. Wandra versus the United States of America has been assigned to Judge Amanda Brailsford according to court documents. An order of conditional filing was filed on August 20th stating that the case number is conditionally granted and the reasons it could be dismissed before defendants are served. It further states that cases are reviewed in the order they are received, which could take 1 to 6 months. I say, go ahead, let him sue, because once he has to testify about slander, defamation, people calling him horrible names, he's going to have to open up about what he knows. Oh, I would, if it was me, not that I would know what I'm doing because I'm not in, that's not my capacity. Oh, I would dangle that 80 million carrot. I would. I'd say, oh yeah, let's get you on the stand. We got to get this cleared up for you, Stacy. ASAP. Come on, let's do it. It's called discovery. And part of that discovery is going to come from law enforcement.
So far, no remains have been found. So it's totally possible he was leading the police on a wild goose chase in exchange for perks like phone calls or just getting out of his prison cell for the afternoon. In other words, we still need to listen closely because he was either lying in that video, this one, or both.
I'm sorry, you have to forgive me right now. I'm very, very sick. My mental fog is absolutely hell. And honestly speaking with you is...
Not easy.
No, sir, it is not easy.
I don't believe you. I mean, I don't blame you.
Notice how he said, I don't believe you. And then he said, I don't blame you. Remember, Stacy told me that Brandi and Tyler need to be looked into more. Get real. Brandon alluded to JLR that they need to look at the parents more, as if these two have investigated anything. Let's look at August 1st of 2021. Stacy Wanderer updated his profile picture. That picture is Michael Vaughn. That picture is Michael Vaughn. Some of his friends, who know I did not take their names out because it's public. Hey, Lana. They said, is that you, Stacy? Stacy? No, this is a child that went missing in our neighborhood and has been gone for 5 days and no one can find him. He's only 5 years old. Now let's go to what he said. He knows nothing about Michael Vaughn. But he publicly posted his picture and said he's been missing for 5 days. No one can find him. Then Stacy put up the missing child poster. This lady said, hope the boy will be back soon. Then another lady said, what is going on? What is going on? And he had to do a lot of hunting, from what I was told, to find that picture. A lot.
Like, Brandi, I've been trying to talk to you for like a minute, and I know it's taken a lot. Out.
And Stacy, you cut out.
Sorry.
There you go.
Like, I know it's not easy talking to me, Brandi, and and it's not, it's never gonna be easy talking to me because and all you've heard is my videos that I've done with either law enforcement or done on YouTube, but I've never directly spoken with you. Like, I need you to know, Brandi, I didn't have anything to do with your little boy. Nor did Sarah, and nor did Brandon. We would never allow ourselves to be involved or play a part in something as serious as like this, let alone yeah, I have a felony history, but guess what? My felony history doesn't pertain to sex offense crimes. I have 2.
Okay, I hate to pause it there, but this is where I basically had my pass out moment. And I don't mean from drinking wine. He brings up sex offenses. Has anyone ever brought that up? Tracy with an I said, no one mentioned sex offenses. No one said that. Real Rockin' Robin. Whoa, wait, who said sex offense? V. Oakley. No one ever said an SO crime. It was hard enough for all of us to hear this. Imagine being his mama, listening to that. And good on her, she didn't even address that. Or she let him keep talking. The fact he specifically said it is beyond anything I could comprehend.
Nor did Brandon. We would never allow ourselves to be involved or play a part in something as serious as like this, let alone yeah, I have a felony history, but guess what? My felony history doesn't pertain to sex offense crimes. I have 2 federal gun charges and 4 state felonies, 1 in Idaho and 3 in Oregon.
I skipped ahead a few minutes.
Okay, I'm going to let him get to that. Now then, I'm just going to tell you what I personally know about Stacy Wanderer in all the times I've talked to him. Okay, he's quite the manipulator. Okay, he really wants to try. He's always trying to convince. But in this, yeah, he's trying to be charming, manipulative to Brandi. He truly is. But he's also enjoying this. Okay, my friends, he's twisting the knife. He clearly knows he's upsetting her. He's got his hands folded and he's enjoying this. He really is. And if you look at that judge that turned him loose years ago when he shouldn't have been turned loose, well, we've talked about it before. It should never have been done. But he's enjoying this. Let me tell you what, he knows how to tell you to get fucked. He's got a real explosive temper. If he's done talking, he's done talking. In my opinion, watching this and my dealings with him, he's enjoying this. Okay?
Due to audio issues, and I'm going to do it again after this pause. But here's the important thing. In that intervening period, nobody mentioned sex crimes. Stacy brought that up all on his own. Spontaneous statements and explanations are often the most revealing because they show what's on someone's mind. Why is Stacy touting his clean record of sex crimes as a defense against kidnapping Michael? For all we know, someone hit Michael with their car, hid the body so they wouldn't get in trouble, and nothing else happened. There's no evidence of a sex crime or even an abduction. The chilling implication is by denying a sex crime, Stacy might be unintentionally revealing to us what he and the others are actually guilty of.
Okay, here's Brandi. She's back again. Sorry, hon. I know it's hard to hear. He is at a shelter right now, so there's a little bit of voice going on in the background.
Okay. Am I echoing?
No.
They're not echoing.
Okay.
Mr. Helpful. Samantha runs the channel. She's the creator. There goes Mr. Helpful. No. Good on my end. Don't worry about me. I'm in the homeless shelter, but I'm still here to talk to you, Brandi. Yeah. He's the worst of all four of them, as far as I know.
Take a few deep breaths, Brandi. We know that it's hard. We know.
And as far as people saying Samantha should have never allowed this to happen, I can just say one thing to you. Meet Brandi. No one's going to tell her not to fight for her son. So I've seen that in a few other channels. They're like, oh, that, and I'm like, no. Brandi willingly went up there and confronted him. Very rude thing to do, to even say that. This was no setup. It was said to Josh on the lab when she grabbed the link and talked to Don Wells, and people are like, they shouldn't have done that. Josh shouldn't have done that. Josh wasn't in Idaho and said, hey, Brandi, I need you to come up here and talk to someone. You're going to get a real kick out of this. No, she grabbed the link. She's a warrior.
You can ask me any questions you want, Brandi. You can ask me anything you want, and I'm only going to give you the truth.
Why are you lying? Who are you lying to? Me or law enforcement? Or the world?
I'm not lying to anybody. I haven't lied, Brandi. And that's the thing. Like, I don't have, nor have I had any involvement with something like this. Like,
however, not all of it is.
Your boy deserves to come home to you. And I want nothing more than for him to come home to you.
He wants nothing more than for Monkey to come home to her and $80 million. Well, why doesn't he wear a wire and start calling Brandon and other people that were in the house after him and Sarah went to jail back in 2022? Why didn't he do that? Why?
Your fam. Yeah, I'm on a video. Sorry. Like, I can only give you what I've given law enforcement, what I have given the world of YouTube. I wish that I could give you something more. I wish that I could be a psychic fucking detective or an investigator that could just tell you Who's responsible for this?
You don't have to be a psychic, Stacy. You don't have to be an investigator. You don't have to be a psychic detective. Didn't know there was such a thing. You were there. You have firsthand knowledge. You don't have to have any Liam Neeson special skills, dude. You were there. All you have to do is tell the truth. All you do is tell the truth. This got Lana. Lana said, your boy. He knows his name. Oh, he knows his name. I want to be a psychic detective. I wish I could be one. Shut up. You were there, dude. You were there.
What I can tell you is it wasn't me, and it wasn't Sarah, and it wasn't Brandon.
There's a lot of problems here. So
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of problems here. Okay. So he's been on this Sarah and Brandon bandwagon, even though earlier in 2024, he hated their guts. In the videos where he's helping police, he didn't give two shits about Sarah and Brandon. Somehow in his psychic detective investigator mind, he has decided that he's going to take up with them. Okay, he has. Why? Because they want all this to fall on Adrian. That's what I think.
let's hit them one by one. First, Stacy is way too certain his housemates didn't kill Michael. If he's truly clueless, all he should know for sure is that he didn't do it. Vouching for anyone else suggests knowledge, something he shouldn't have if he's innocent. Even a small qualifier like, I don't think they could have done it, would have been more believable. Second, Brandi believing Michael was abducted makes sense. She's his mother, and she's desperate for answers. But why is Stacy so sure? If he's just some random guy who's been falsely accused, why does he immediately accept Brandi's theory? After all, it's far more likely that this lady's kid wandered off and got lost, or the dad who was with Michael at the time he went missing is actually responsible. All those scenarios are far more likely, thousands of times more likely than a stranger kidnapping.
And this far into the game, when someone is new to the case, it does go right up my spine. I don't like it. I see what he's saying. It's far more likely. All of that has been ruled out. And I know people are going to run with this and they're going to say, well, right there, Deception Detective said it's far more likely that, he wandered off and got lost. Ruled out. We heard that from Chief Huff. Okay? Or that the dad that was with him is responsible. Ruled out. Ruled out. Ruled out. I'm not liking that part of it, but we're going to go through the rest of it. We know the truth, my friends. We know the truth.
And yet, Stacy tacitly agrees with Brandi that this must have been an abduction. Finally, we have Stacy's denial. If he really didn't take Michael, it'd be very simple to say, Brandi, I didn't take your kid. But that's not what Stacy said. He said he and his housemates would never be involved in something like this, which is hypothetical and far too vague to be a denial of anything. Now, does all this prove Stacy is lying? Not necessarily. But the more red flags we get, the stronger the case against him. And in this instance, it's especially interesting because we have that video. So is he lying in that video, this one, or both?
What I can tell you is it wasn't me, and it wasn't Sarah, and it wasn't Brandon.
You're stating right now that it was not you, nor Brandon, nor Sarah, nor Adrian?
I can't speak on Adrian's behalf. Adrian was the only one that was home at night.
Okay, so we have another changing story. We've gone through this before. When I spoke to him, to Stacy, was it like a month or so ago? About a month ago. He said Adrian's irrelevant. Well, he can't be irrelevant if he was the only one home at night. And that can't be true when he was at the Applebee's as the other three, Stacy, Sarah, and Brandon, stop to put in power steering fluid, and they see a child. That child, who I believe is Michael Joseph Vaughn, vanishes, and here we are. It's almost like he has this mindset because, I mean, Stacy is very homophobic. I can tell you that from talking to him. He is racist, which, and I mean against anybody. Okay? I've always wondered how he was okay with Adrian moving in, considering his thoughts on African American people. But in his mind, it's easier to blame the black guy.
Got the most irons that it's
But I also know that Adrian did not have access to any of our vehicles. We don't never left our vehicles or the keys available to him. Say it again.
But I know that he doesn't have access to our vehicles. Well, thank you for saying that. We know he was dropped off at the Applebee's. According to Stacy, the next morning, according to Stacy, so take that with a grain of salt, the next morning, Adrian was dropped off by a girlfriend. He also said Adrian was kicked out because he kept having girlfriends come over because, you know, that would really offend them. And that Sarah and Brandon went back to Brandon's mother's house to finish doing the laundry. I don't know about you all, but I don't exactly take that long of a trip to wash my drawers when I've got my own washer and dryer at home.
He didn't hear that last question, Brandi. Could you repeat yourself?
I'm sorry. Is this better?
It's fine. It's just loud because there are a lot of people talking at the shelter where Brenda is at.
You say you can't speak for Adrian.
I don't know what I will be.
Okay. Does Sarah take insulin?
Yes, she's insulin dependent.
How come Sarah said you buried Michael in the backyard?
How come what?
Sarah said you buried Michael in the backyard.
Just like she said that her name was Stacy in court. Just like she said that the most highest God told me that Stacy did it. Just like the most highest God told me that he was buried in Carson's backyard. Does any of her fucking statements make sense?
Here's a good rule of thumb. The longer the answer, the more likely it is to be a lie. And that's because lies need hedges, they need qualifiers, and they need persuasion.
I agree. An easy hell if I know is more believable than trying to explain someone else's behavior. Derek said you are all talking at once. This is a clip from Sam's channel, Deception Detectives going through it. And the reason you hear people talking all over each other is because Stacy Wandera was at the homeless shelter. So we will get through it.
Whereas the truth just speaks for itself. In this case, Brandi asked Stacy why Sarah, I think that's his wife, said Michael was buried in their backyard. And Stacy's response to that sounded more like a lawyer trying to prove to Brandi that Sarah is unreliable. rather than just simply saying, I don't know why she said that, or she's schizophrenic, she makes stuff up sometimes. This doesn't necessarily confirm that he has guilty knowledge about Sarah, but it's one of the many reasons I think he does. The other reason is I think Brandi is innocent. In other words, we can rule out the most likely scenario, which is that she or her husband are responsible. If you've binge watched all my videos, you'll know that's a rarity on my channel. Most of the time, I analyze cases where I think the parents are completely responsible. So before we continue on, indulge me for a few minutes to show you why I think Brandi's innocent. This is a clip from my video, Criminals Never Do This, from 10 months ago, where I compared her to Dawn and Candace Wells.
Hang on, right? Just keep plowing forward and trust, and not only in God, but trust in yourself and trust in the authorities to let them do what they do, and you become the voice of reason and the face of Monkey out front, and we keep him out in the world. The world has to come to know this little boy.
Yes, they do.
And they will. Okay? And then we want to make sure that if anybody has any information about this case, there's the trail going on right there. Find Michael at fruitland.org. And I want to make sure I get the right number here. I've got a couple of them, but so I'm going to put this one.
208-642-6006, extension 0.
Okay, hang on for a minute.
So see, Brandi has the number memorized that she wants people to call, probably because she's recited it so much and memorized it specifically for this interview. And if you are to watch this interview on his channel,
That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. She knows the number by heart. Okay? She knows the number by heart. Call him. Now we have some other cases where parents skate around law enforcement, try to find their other avenues to deal with their child's disappearance, and go as far as to say, oh no, you can look it up. No, just like that. I can't snap. Just like that. Don't look it up, Chris. She's like, I know it.
just be aware that it is slow going in the beginning because he's putting her at ease, right? He doesn't know if she's innocent or guilty. Once she gets talking and he allows her the room to talk, she says lots of the right things.
Stacy, would you help me get Michael home? No more.
Okay, say it again.
Will you help me get Michael home? Please.
I can do everything I can. I can help try to find him, Brandi. I don't know where to even to start. I want to give you answers, Brandi. I want to tell you who the fuck did this. And if I could, I would.
Come on, pause it right there. And he actually stayed controlled here. Okay? He stayed controlled for Stacy. He really did. But he's welling up. Okay? He's super angry. He's getting defensive. He's angry. I've heard him way more angry. But when she says, "Can you help me bring Michael home?" What does he do? He clams up and has to process this request. He clams up and has to think about this question. Wouldn't that be a simple, "You bet I will. What do you want me to do? I don't want to step on any toes, but you tell me." But he gets pissed just like that.
Please.
I can do everything I can. I can help try to find him, Brandi. I don't know where to even to start. I want to give you answers, Brandi. I want to tell you who the fuck did this. And if I could, I would. But I don't have anything to give you, and I am tore up for you. I want your boy to come home, Brandi.
Then tell the truth, please.
I don't have any tell the truth to give you. I've told everything I can, Brandi. You don't understand. Yes, I understand that's your boy. I know, Brandi. And if I had an answer to give you, if I had an answer to bring, no, I don't, Brandi.
You would help me. You
Brandi, I would turn the person in a heartbeat. You don't understand, Brandi.
Stacy tried to turn the people in a heartbeat. Derek said, yeah, he's pissed, but can't show it as it makes him look guilty. I don't know how long you've been following this case, Derek, but he has spoken with law enforcement. He's been interrogated. He gave them information that makes him look way guiltier than this. We have a whole playlist if you want to check it out. And when she says, she holds up Michael's picture, well, then tell the truth.
To give you, I've told everything I can, Brandi. You don't understand. Yes, I understand that's your boy. I know, Brandi. And if I had an answer to give you, if I had an answer to bring, no, I don't, Brandi.
You would help me.
Brandi, I would turn the person in a heartbeat. You don't understand, Brandi. I'm not the person that did this.
Please,
I don't know how much more clear I can be.
Hero, Stacy, please.
Brandi, I want to be your hero and bring him home, but I don't have anything
I
or
don't
way
want you
to
to be
bring him.
my hero. I want you to be Michael's hero.
I know, and I want to be his hero too, but I can't without having something to give them, Brandi. I'm trying to explain this to you. What do I tell them? What do I just?
Sarah, tell them about Brandon, please.
I don't. I told them everything. That's what you don't.
She's pleading. She's pleading. I don't want you to be my hero. I want you to be Michael's. Well, that was not the right thing to say. He's almost mocking her in a way. He's almost mocking her. And he's keeping those hands folded for a reason. Because, yeah, I've had the pleasure of FaceTiming with him before, and he doesn't sit with hands folded. And trust me, he's not praying. He is holding something back. Because he wanted that plea deal badly. He did. Conditional plea agreement. He was hoping that they would find Michael. He even corrected himself one time saying, well, I haven't been there for a while, but last I knew, that's where he was. He wanted that plea agreement. But again, according to him, it was conditional based on finding Michael.
Can't without having something to give them, Brandi. I'm trying to explain this to you. What do I tell them? What do I just?
Tell them.
WTF. Who the F does he think he is? To think for a second he's going to explain anything to Brandi or to Tyler. Brandi was in this chat one day and she said, Brandon, would it be easier for you to talk to Tyler? Who is he to think he's going to explain anything to Brandi?
Them about Brandon, please.
I don't. I told them everything. That's what you don't. Brandi, I'm not protecting them, Brandi. What am I? Because I'm pretty sure I've just told the truth every freaking time that I've done a statement, Brandi. I don't know what you.
Enforcement saying you're a suspect. Why is there evidence that Michael was at your house? Why did you say he was buried in that backyard? Why did you lie? You? Why did you tell them that? I had to sit here and listen to those trucks every day. I'm. You seen him that night.
Brandi,
You seen him that night. Tell me about the kid. Tell me about the kid on the road. Was it him?
that was not him. No, it was not him.
Let's break here. If you want to make this a new series, let me know by hitting the like button. On your screen now is the rest of my analysis of Brandi Vaughn. Until next time, stay true.
I have a feeling that was a lot for Deception Detective. I have a feeling that was a lot when he said, okay, y'all want to break here? Because sometimes his shows will go on for like 2 hours. He's like, okay, you want to stop here? Whoa, okay. Whoa. All right. She's begging. She's begging. And for those that came in late, don't be afraid to hit the replay. Remember, any super chats you put in here go to Michael's family. So if you came in late and you missed Brandi's statement from a couple of days ago, we're going to go through it again.
Hey everybody, I'm here today. It is Friday, January 24th, 2025. Michael Joseph Vaughn was abducted on July 27th of 2021. It has been 1,277 days since Michael has not been home. Fruitland Police Department, the FBI, many other agencies have diligently, tirelessly worked effortlessly to help find Michael and bring him home and get justice for Michael. There have been 4 named suspects in Michael's case. Stacy Wandra, Sarah Wandra, Brandon Shirtliff, and Adrian Lucian. I went and spoke with the prosecuting attorney, Mike Duke's office this afternoon. I saw the complaint file documents for the charges for those 4 suspects that will be brought to them. As hard as they were all to see them in words, but tears on those papers. Justice is coming. As those papers are drawn, Fruitland Police Department are continuously and still working on leads and suspects that are speaking to law enforcement, as well as other persons of interest in Michael's case. They're doing a tremendous job, all of them, and they're working together. When we stand with them, it was amazing to see, and as heartbreaking it is to see. Nobody's giving up. And those charges, they are coming. I saw them in black and white. Thank you, everybody that continues to support the law enforcement and our justice system, our Piatt County justice system. They're going to get justice for Michael. So, Sarah.
They're going to get justice for Michael. They're going to get justice for Michael. Now she addresses them by name.
Stacy, Brandon, Adrian. Charges are coming. We know what you did. Tell us where Michael is. Because no matter what, justice will come. And we will find Michael. Monkey's Army will never give up. Thank you, everyone, again for your support. Continue and pray for answers. And please continue to support our law enforcement and the prosecuting attorney who will be trying these suspects in the abduction of our son, Michael Joseph Vaughn. Monkey. Monkey, baby, I promised. We keep fighting every day. Pinky promise, my love.
Pinky promise, my love. And again, here's a reminder for the suspects that are on the internet and those that know them. I'm not putting out any names. This is just a snippet of the anguish this family goes through every day.
Which one?
That one. That one for Monkey and that one for me.
That's for you. We better keep him safe, okay?
Okay. I see a Wilming. That
Bloom?
Yeah. Me and that monkey car.
And what do you see if you see Monkey's car?
Yeah. And he's that way or that way. The which way?
You like that one?
He's getting closer.
Oh, Marshmallow.
You're sad about Monkey?
I am very sad about Monkey, my love.
Yeah, me too. I miss him.
I miss him so
Hey,
much.
let's draw him a picture.
Yeah, let's draw him pictures. More pictures? Lots of them?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, let's draw a picture at him and put it on the sidewalk. He's seen it.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. I make a sign for him. I make a mermaid. He loves mermaids.
He loves mermaids. Okay. All right, well, let's go get the chalks. Mommy's got to go get them.
He's getting closer. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how Tyler does it. I don't know. I don't know how they keep it together. They're amazing people. They definitely have a stronger backbone than I would. I'm telling you right now. They certainly do. I wouldn't even know how to get through minute to minute. You know, they have that thing, oh, it's one day at a time. Well, what other choice do you have? I couldn't get through minute to minute. But they have a strong love for each other, strong love for their family, strong love for Michael. And they're just amazing people. Real parents. Thank you, Meme Jean. Meme Jean said real parents. Yep. Well, you guys are real salt of the earth people. You're always here for the right reasons. You have been an amazing, tremendous support to this family. I mean, I read you what Brandi sent to me. You know, your support, your prayers, sharing Michael's picture, everything keeps them going. Shell Bell said she is already Monkey's hero and mine. Well, I'm going to say right there, that is the comment of the day. You guys have a great rest of your day. I know this was really tough. Going to be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Do not forget, we have a lot of stuff to discuss. And I'm working on another show for Michael. I need to put it together a certain way. Give me time. You know I'll be here. If I miss you in Discord or one of the Facebook groups, I mean, hell, everyone has my phone number or knows how to get a hold of me. Then I'll see you back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you for everything. Keep Michael's name out there. Love you.